Jane Oluwatosin from Nigeria improved her listening score from band 5.5 to 8.5. Chris Mitchell from Germany now attains 7.5 from 4.5. Likewise, Singh from India is so confident with his consistent band 8.0 listening. Countless others have succeeded on band 2 listening with this approach, so why can't you? Let's turn your nerves into confidence and get you that top listening score.
Band 9.
Imagine walking into the IELTS listening test feeling calm and confident, knowing that you are fully prepared to ace it. In this video, I'm going to reveal the secrets that will turn this dream a reality. So attempt these part 2 random questions while you stick up to the end of the video. Hopefully you subscribed to get notified each time a new video is released. Let's go!
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions
17 to 20.
Now listen and answer questions
17 to 20.
Miss Carson, I'm thinking about signing Emma up for another art course. I'm thinking about dance class.
Dance class is a popular course here, a great choice for a child to shape up and have fun. But unfortunately, it is oversubscribed at the moment. I have to put you on the waiting list.
That's too bad. What else can I choose from then? Could you give me some advice?
Sure. Emma could take singing class as well. This would improve her musicality.
Sounds good. When is that?
It is held every Friday evening.
That's too bad. Emma already has a swimming class earlier that evening. It will be too late for her to come home if she takes this course.
There is also a vocal course available. Emma's got a great voice. I'm sure she'll stand out in the class.
Tell me about it.
The vocal course starts at 4:30 p.m. every Tuesday. It isn't fully booked yet. Great teacher, experienced and beloved by students. The price is a bit higher though.
How much is it?
It's $110.
Oh, that's too much. Way over our budget. We have to cover the extra cost if we choose it.
Or maybe Emma could take music class.
What is it about? Learning about songs and musicals.
Well, the students have the opportunity to play different instruments like the piano, drum and so on. They can also learn to write music under professional guidance.
That's exactly what Emma is eager to learn. How much would it cost?
It was $63 last term, but this term it is $85, $22 more than the original price.
We can afford that. When does the course begin?
The course starts on September the 7th.
Can we start 1 week later, on September the 14th? My daughter will be on a trip to France with her mum on the 7th.
No problem, and the teacher for the class is Jamal Curtis. Just contact him if you have any further questions regarding the course.
Jamal Curtis? How do you spell Curtis?
Oh, it's Curtis.
Thank you.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions
17 to 20. So as soon as you hear those instructions, just note them 17 to 20. First wait going beyond that. Just concentrate on only those questions. Yes, and obviously the first thing you need to do is to first underline the keywords no more than 2 words, meaning it's 2 words or less, 2 words or 1 word, and 1 number, or you might even include the number if it's not applicable. So let's get started.
Now listen and answer questions
17 to 20.
Miss Carson, I'm thinking about signing Emma up for another art course. I'm thinking about dance class.
Dance class is a popular course here, a great choice for a child to shape up and have fun. But unfortunately, it is oversubscribed at the moment.
So take note, they're talking about the dance class, which doesn't even appear anywhere. So members, you have to have noted the keywords that here we have music class, aim, the cost, starting date, and the name of the teacher. So always take note of the title. They're talking about the dance class, but it's not even there. So there you have to really listen and keep noting, keep writing those notes on the side. You never know how you rate them to what the question paper says.
I have to put you on the waiting list.
That's too bad. What else can I choose from then? Could you give me some advice?
Sure. Emma could take singing class as well. This would improve her musicality.
Sounds good.
So the teacher recommends that she could take up the singing class. Remember, there was the dance class which was oversubscribed. Now it's the singing class. Remember, we were looking for music class. Members, you have to be so keen at these things. That's why you really need to keep on writing these notes so that you can follow through the whole story.
When is that?
It is held every Friday evening.
That's too bad. Emma already has a swimming class earlier that evening. It will be too late for her to come home if she takes this course.
So the parent inquires about the singing class, and then they say that it collides with the swimming class of Friday evening. So let's go ahead with the audio. Members, you need to be so keen. Remember, they've not even talked about the music class.
There is also a vocal course available. Emma's got a great voice. I'm sure she'll stand out in the class.
Tell me about it.
So she again brings another course, which is the vocal course. And then the parent asks, when is it? So let's listen closely.
The vocal course starts at 4:30 p.m. every Tuesday. It isn't fully booked yet. Great teacher, experienced and beloved by students. The price is a bit higher though.
How much is it?
It's $110.
Oh, that's too much. Way over our budget. We have to cover the extra cost if we choose it.
So they go ahead and talk about this vocal course at 4:30 every Tuesday, and it costs $110. Here you're seeing the cost of the course. Just try to note those things on the side, because you never know, you might use them. But remember, we're talking about the vocal course, so do not get tricked. Members, never get tricked. We're talking about the music class, but you never know. Just put those figures on the side. So let's go ahead.
Or maybe Emma could take music class.
What is it about?
Oh, finally, the music class members. So here, I think it's where the answers are going to flow. It's just like a signal, signaling you that the answers might come. Remember, they talked about the cost, when it's going to start, but they were talking about the vocal class. Now it's the music class, and the parent is now going to talk about what this class is all about. Guys, remember, stay tuned.
Learning about songs and musicals.
Well, the students have the opportunity to play different instruments like the piano, drum, and so on.
Now they're talking about the aim of the class. The teachers just said they could learn how to play instruments like piano and so on. So piano instruments is just right here. That means the answer is just going to be side. That's when your ears have to be open enough. How to do what? How to? It has to be a verb. Is it how to sing? Is it how to talk? Whatever. Just put your ears and your pen very close to the paper. Let's listen, members. I hope you're following.
They can also learn to write music under professional guidance.
Have you heard that? How to write music under professional guidance. But are you going to write everything? You'll definitely just write how to dash write music. That's all, because remember they wanted 2 words. You can't say how to write. That's sort of incomplete. So you just need to write how to write music. So let's put that in.
That's exactly what Emma is eager to learn. How much would it cost?
So that's exactly what Emma wants. So here they're saying cost. Immediately, as soon as you finish putting in write music, they will immediately say the answer to the next question. So here they said cost of the course. So yeah, the gentleman asked, how much does it cost? So here they are giving the exact figure. You need to open up your ears and listen. Last time they talked about 110, but it wasn't for music. So that's how they are going to trick you, and then you get lost. So members, you need to really listen. At the very start, they may not say what the correct answer will be. So just because they've mentioned $110 does not mean that that's the answer. No, you need to really pay attention to this. So just listen to the cost of the music class course.
It was $63 last term, but this term it is $85. $22 more than the original price.
So it was $63, now it's $85, meaning it's $22 more. What is the answer? The answer is currently $85. Some people write 63 and then they stop there. No, write everything, like try to follow, but then you have to choose the correct answer. Try to make all these notes, but try to follow what exactly is the current cost of the course. So it's $85 because they said it used to be $63, now it's $85, and then they say $22 more. All this is there to confuse you, but you have to get the meaning of what they're talking about. That's why you're being tested in listening. So members, let's go ahead.
We can afford that. When does the course begin?
So the man said, we can afford that. When does the course begin? The statement, when is the course begins, is paraphrased as starting date. So don't just wait for the word starting date. Just listen to the meaning. So here they said, when does the course start or commence or begin? So you have to really listen. You see how answers are flowing so fast. The moment answers come, they will just come at once. So let's listen.
The course starts on September the 7th.
Can we start 1 week later, on September the 14th? My daughter will be on a trip to France with her mum on the 7th.
No problem.
So here they said the class is beginning on 17th September. You see, that's the official date of start of the class. However, the guy says, no, my daughter is ready on 14th September. And then the teacher says, no problem. No problem means it's fine. So that means she accepted 14th September. So you need to just write down everything. You never know, they might say, no, the prior date. So if you do not write 17th September down, members, take note of each and every date and get to know its meaning. That's how you're going to boost your listening score. So they might just say, no, the former date. So once you miss the former date, you see how you're going to just lose that mark, which would really get you that band 7 that you desire. Remember, band 7, they require you to make 30 out of 40. So you really need to take note of this and be very critical and careful. So as soon as she said, no problem, you're going to listen that when you were still contemplating on this number 19, you'd have just said the name of the teacher. So it's okay, let's go ahead.
And the teacher for the class is Jamal Curtis. Just contact him if you have any further questions regarding the course.
Teacher's name was Jamal Curtis. We don't know the meaning of Curtis because that's a surname. So usually they will spell it for you. Let's continue to listen.
Jamal Curtis? How do you spell Curtis?
Oh, it's Curtis.
Now you heard the spelling Curtis. Now here in Africa we pronounce R as R. So you might end up writing letter A. So you have to really get to know how these people from New Zealand, Britain, North America, they pronounce their R, they pronounce their letters. So yes.
Now turn to part 1. Part 1.
you will hear two flatmates, Tom and Richard, talking about their new flatmate who has just moved in the week before. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 6. Now we shall begin. You should answer the questions as you listen, because you will not hear the recording a second time. Now listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 6.
Hi, Richard. I'm glad I caught you here. Can I just talk to you about something? Our new flatmate, Anders, is not quite what I had hoped. I was wondering if you shared my concerns about some of his behaviour.
Yes, Tom, I know what you mean, but we can't be entirely negative. He has good points. I mean, at least he's quiet. He doesn't play loud music all night or bother others or turn his TV up, disturbing everyone.
Sure, he's quiet, but remember our last flatmate? He'd say hi to you and smile and treat everyone politely. In comparison, this new guy is very impolite. He just grunts in reply and sometimes ignores me altogether.
I guess that's just his way, just his character. I don't think he realises he's being impolite, and it shouldn't matter to us too much. We can just ignore him too and quietly live our own lives.
But his friends are hard to ignore when they visit.
I know what you mean, but how often does that happen? I rarely see them, maybe once or twice a month. If they came more often, it might be a problem, but as it is, such rare visits don't matter so much. Wouldn't you say so?
Well, I'm not sure, since it's very obvious when they're here because of all the cigarette smoke in the house. It stinks up the place, and you know we don't allow smoking on the premises.
Well, I've never seen them doing this. Maybe they do it outside. Perhaps we can talk to Anders about it. Always remember, though, in one respect, he's a good tenant. And it's the most important aspect. The previous flatmate would always pay the rent late.
I know what you're going to say. This guy pays promptly. But there's more to being a good tenant than prompt payment. I mean, you need to turn off the TV, clean up your dishes, dress respectably, be polite, and so on. I guess what I'm saying is that basically you need to cooperate with the others, and this new guy fails significantly in this respect.
OK, I suppose you have a point there.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 7 to 10. Now listen and answer questions 7 to 10.
I tell you what, Tom, why don't we talk to our new flatmate, Anders, about these issues? If we throw him out, we'll have to go to all the trouble of finding another flatmate who might not necessarily be much better. So, let's give the current guy a chance. Here, I've got a piece of paper, so let's make a short list of issues to discuss with him. Get it out into the open.
Sure, we'll give him one more chance. So write communication, and let's tell him to...
Well, we can't change a person's personality overnight. So why don't we have a weekly tenants meeting, and we can just ask him to attend. That way we can get to know him better. I'll write attend meeting, and we can take it from there.
OK, but we have to tell him about his friends. They can't just do whatever they want. Write a heading friends, and then write don't smoke anywhere, inside or outside.
Well, Instead of being so direct and possibly causing offence, I'll just write follow rules and verbally mention the rules. TV off by 10 p.m, no loud music or bad behaviour, including smoking.
OK, do that, but I still think we need to specifically mention that last issue. You know how I can't stand the habit. So I'd like this to be another and separate point. Cigarettes, strictly forbidden. And it's important to include the strictly here. We can't pussyfoot around too much. Sometimes directness is necessary.
OK, I'll write that. Forbidden. OK. And what about cleaning duties? Anders is a little too relaxed about that. Dishes are sometimes not washed, dirty teacups are left around the place, and so on.
So, right, must do better.
Yeah, again, Tom, he might take that personally and it could cause a scene. I'd rather be general. I'll write must be done and I'll tell him that that's for everyone, not just him. OK?
OK, as long as he gets the message.
That is the end of Part 1. Part 4.
You will hear a talk from a series of lectures on the survival of our planet. Professor Samson talks about endangered species of flora and fauna. First, you'll have half a minute to look at questions 31 to 40. Now listen carefully to the talk and answer questions 31 to 40.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today's topic in this series of lectures on our planet is about ensuring the survival of our very important plant and animal species. In this lecture, I want to discuss one way that we can do this. No one will ever see a huge dinosaur thundering through the forest. No one will ever see a paradise parrot flash its rainbow colours across the sky. The fact is that many animals and plants have been wiped out. Sadly, they are extinct. It is too late for them. Extinction is forever. We can't do anything about the species that have already disappeared. But today, there are many animals and plants that could still become extinct in the future if we do not act now. They are endangered. The African elephant and rhinoceros have become endangered because of the value of their tusks. Australian parrots and reptiles are smuggled onto planes because certain people in other countries are prepared to pay thousands of dollars for them. And there are many other species around the world that are endangered because they no longer have a place in which to live and reproduce safely. The main cause of extinction is the destruction of habitats. A habitat contains all that a living thing needs to survive: space, light, water, food, shelter, and opportunities for reproduction. The population of the world is growing rapidly, and this is placing great demands on land and resources for housing and for growing food. When vegetation is cleared and swamps are drained for agriculture, mining and suburbs, or when rivers are dammed to store water, plants are destroyed and animal life is threatened. In other words, humans are changing and destroying the habitats of animals and plants, which is in turn reducing their chances of survival. So how can we conserve habitats and help save endangered species? Well, one way is to protect their habitats permanently in national parks or nature reserves. National parks have been created in many countries. They encourage people to enjoy the beauty and diversity of the animals and plants that live there without harming them. By supporting and visiting these parks, people can become more aware of the species that live there and how the parks work to protect them. It is very important that, when visiting a national park, we keep them safe for future generations of plants and animals by obeying a few rules. Firstly, follow the fire regulations. Don't throw cigarettes or build fires, except at certain times of the year in especially allocated areas and facilities. Secondly, remember to leave pets at home. Pets, such as cats or dogs, can hunt birds or other small animals. Some pets might even escape and become a serious threat. Thirdly, place all rubbish in a bin or take it home. Plastic bags or leftover food are dangerous to the animals and harm the environment. Don't pick the flowers or damage the plants. Flowers create the next generation of the plant. Also, for the same reason, birds' eggs must be left in their nests. The loss of species in the past is sad. However, there is hope for the future. Despite the demands of our increasing population, we can work to protect the plant and animal species we still have. So I would like to conclude by saying that I believe that, with strong public awareness and support of these national parks and reserves, the future of endangered species can be ensured.
Turn to Part 1. Part 1.
Jack is on his way to Margaret's house party. He is phoning her for directions. First, you will have some time to look at questions 1 to 5. Now listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 5. Jack has got lost on his way to Margaret's party. He is phoning her for directions.
Hello, is that Margaret?
Yes, who's speaking?
Margaret, it's Jack. I think I'm lost. I can't see a signpost and...
Jack, so where are you now?
Well, I'm a bit confused about the directions, but I'm at a T-junction.
What can you see around you?
I can see a pub on the corner.
Can you see the name of the pub?
Wait a minute, let me see. It's hard to see in the dark. Yes, I can read it now. It's called the Lion's Head.
Oh, the Lion's Head. OK, well then you're not too far away. Go straight ahead through the traffic lights to the next T-junction.
Sorry, I didn't hear you. What did you say?
I said just go through to the next T-junction.
OK. Now what?
Well, there's a park in front of you and a large 2-storey building on the corner.
Yes, I can see them.
OK, so now turn left. Hang on, you're coming up the street, so you'll have to turn right.
OK, got it. What's the name of your street?
It's Wesley Street, Wesley, number 70. We're the 5th house on the left. You should see a red letterbox and some bushes in front of the house.
OK, 5th house, number 70. I should be there soon. Am I late for the party? It sounds like things are happening there.
No, it's only just started.
That's good. I should be there in the next 10 minutes. See you soon.
Jack hangs up and walks on. 7 minutes later, he calls Margaret again, as he still can't find the house. You now have some time to look at questions 6 to 10. As you listen, answer questions 6 to 10.
Who's speaking?
Hi, Margaret. It's Jack again. Sorry to bother you. Listen, would you mind doing me a favour?
Of course, what?
Could you tell Mike I have got his camera? I've tried to send him a text message, but it's not going through.
Oh, he's not here yet.
Oh dear, he said he'd be there early. He might be lost too.
OK, I'll call him. What's his number?
0482 563379.
Oh, so that's 0485.
No, 0482 563379.
Okay, I'll call him right away. But where are you now?
Well, I'm in your street, but I still can't find your house. I can't see the numbers very clearly, or a red letterbox. It's pretty dark. I thought you said it was easy to find.
Oh, okay, wait there. I'll come outside and get you.
All right then, and don't worry about calling Mike. I'll try to call him now. Hang on, there's someone coming down the street. It looks like Mike. Oh, and I can see the letterbox now. It was hidden behind a bush. See you soon.